Here we go.
Got it.
Got it.
Got him.
You're
Got him. Look, we got one more minute. We got one more minute before we have to sign on. One more minute to boogie down. Let me see if I can.
But we hit live though.
Get my Facebook up and running. We got one more minute.
Well,
50 seconds.
And we're right back at them with another episode of In Brotherly Love. Look, we're gonna have a great show tonight. Got a dynamite show. Look, we're gonna talk tonight seriously about something that wasn't so serious, but we're gonna make something serious out of it. Y'all remember that video from last week with the baby's father, with the children's father, with a child's father went to the child's mother's house to deliver some McDonald's, and the mother was like giving them all kinds of holy heck because he only had one meal and she had 3 other kids that she felt that he was responsible for feeding. And then all of America chimed in. I think the video got over 1 million views in no time, really in maybe 24 hours. But that's what we want to talk about tonight. We want to talk about responsible fathers, responsible parenthood, and the need or obligation to take care of another man's kid when another man is an able-bodied young man, at least so we think. Even if not, didn't make the kid, but should he take care of the kid after he and the mother split up, after they had a child together? So I wanted to talk about that because so many times I was at the computer when I saw the video, it's almost like I was playing double dutch, thinking about should I chime in, should I not, should I chime in, should I not? And I'm just like this, just waiting to chime in, like maybe I'll go in, but I didn't do it. I did not comment at all, and I really am proud of myself for exercising that kind of restraint. But for you to know who I am, I'm J. Wendell Gordon. I'm the Warrior Lawyer. I'm a dad, HBCU grad from Morgan State University. The baddest, the boldest, and you know this. And I'm from the DMV, got my brothers with me, and I don't know who's gonna take it from here, but whoever takes it from here, y'all listen out to what they got to say. We're gonna really talk about this. We're gonna talk about this as men and as brothers tonight, because I really want to hear what these guys got to say. I got a feeling that we kind of think alike, but maybe we don't, because one of us is married, the other one of us is divorced, and the other one has never been married. So we got different perspectives on this topic, probably, because I didn't even talk to them about it much. So I'm going to hear for the first time what they think, and as you all are listening to it, I'm going to be listening to it too. So let's go.
So boom. So we got an excellent show for y'all tonight. Like my brother Jay Wendell said. Oh, first off, let's get a shout out to Jay Wendell for hitting that last chapter. It's like that July 4th, baby. Shout out to you, young bro.
What do you say? That last chapter. What did you just say?
Just the last chapter going to the next chapter, bro. That's it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, man, don't forget.
No, ain't nobody trying to put a period.
I don't have no I have volumes, man. This is closing out volume 52. We going into volume 53.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wasn't nobody putting a period at the end of the sentence, man. Relax, holster your weapons, sir. So anyway, for who I am, my name is Jeff Gordon. I'm an HBCU grad from the Hampton University, the standard of excellence. I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm an uncle, and I'm a brother to these 2 kings right here. Welcome back.
What it do? It's the baby of the bunch, Jason S. the Voice Gordon. I am an HBCU grad of the best HBCU known, the man. We always in the top 2, and we ain't number 2. None other than the home of your MVP, Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, the Mecca, Howard University. I am a husband, I'm a father, I'm an uncle, I'm a son, and I'm a brother to these 2 gentlemen right here. And man, we about to get it. Y'all, you gonna hear us vibe tonight. Y'all have heard us vibe a couple of times this season, and we feel that y'all need to hear us vibe. So we finna vibe tonight. Tune in, send questions, comments. We're reading them. We're flowing with you as you all are flowing with us. So, hey, man, let's jump into this thing. I'm gonna pull up the video real quick.
Pull up the video.
Yeah,
you gonna pull it up with you want to cue him in? You want to give him some background on it for those who tuning in?
So for those of y'all that don't know, it was a viral video that happened about 2 weeks ago of a mom who was like, I'm gonna put my baby daddy out there. And I think she wanted to kind of show him to be a deadbeat, but that kind of backfired. We'll get into the nature of the video after we discuss it, but it was a pretty deep topic. As men, I think we kind of played double dutch with this joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, do we jump in? Do we not? And honestly, the women just kind of they beat Shorty down.
They kind of silenced us. They made us feel a little uncomfortable, didn't they?
Actually, they didn't make me feel uncomfortable because they started beating Shorty down. Like, they was like,
well, some of the women, and I noticed that some of the women, and I'm trying to figure out what the distinction was. Was it educated versus not? Or was it single versus married? Raising sons, raising daughters? I was just trying to figure out what the distinguishing factor was. But there was something that was distinguishable because people took sides. But I don't know what it was about it.
Well, were they actually taking sides? Because going back and forth, and we'll show the video, but I was hearing like, yeah, I understand, but. And so I think that's where a lot of the how you felt about it came into play. I don't know if it would be distinguishable because I think it had a lot to do with feelings, like how you really felt about that scenario and how you feel about the kids and mothers and kids and stuff like that. So,
and they called the children, you know, the children are innocent casualties of a lot of relationships a lot of times. And that's why you really don't want to bring different people into the lives of your children until you really figure out, at least that's how I feel, till you really figure out what's going on with your relationships. And we see that these folks, you know, kind of were premature in their affection or affinity for one another, and the relationship ended badly, but a love child was born, and the man continued, to dibble and dabble with moms every now and again. So moms really didn't have that level of detachment from him. So she felt that he owed her family some obligation to continue to provide if you're going to be, tapping into the resources of the household, so to speak, tapping into the resources. So,
but did he though? But did he though?
Well, she said that he did. So at least according to the skit. And let me just tell ladies and gentlemen that this was a skit. We kind of did our research. Jason did the research. I'm putting it on Jason. Jason did the research, and this was a skit that this particular now influencer had done a series of skits regarding or vignettes regarding children's mamas, baby mamas. I'm just gonna call them what I call them, BMs. And I know y'all ain't gonna like that one either.
Oh Lord.
Or the BMs, right? So so there you go. And so we're gonna check it out. We're gonna check out the skit first, so we give everybody some background and context. Then we're just gonna go right in. As brothers, women, y'all chime in, because I know y'all ain't gonna agree with me. So y'all chime in. Go ahead, get your weapons, go get your firearms, your bayonets, and your musket balls, muscatel, wine, whatever it is gonna be. You know what I mean? Let's get it.
All right, let's roll that beautiful bean footage. Let's see, let me get my screen together. Boom. There we go. Let's go to...
And baby daddy come here with one meal for my child. But I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids McDonald's though? Like, that's bogus as hell. Like, you're not finna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there he go, and I bet you he only got one thing in there. I bet you he don't even... I'm finna expose the out of him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just one burger? One burger, one fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kids? And day my baby daddy come here with one meal for my child.
My son food, I gotta bring your kids food too now?
Yes.
You sound dumb.
How is that dumb? You sound dumb. You sound dumb.
Where are their daddies at? Nobody told you to talk to the mother. You had them other kids. Them your responsibility. They're not my responsibility.
Okay, but if you're gonna bring one, you need to bring it for all. How do that shit look that I'm letting one child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't eat no fucking McDonald's?
So
You know I get
take
food
care of
stamps on the
4
11th.
That ain't 3 kids that ain't mine. 3 kids that ain't mine. What do
Yeah,
I look like? I bring
they're
him-
his
I
siblings.
bring him
You
food.
knew what you was getting into when you had a baby with me.
No, the f- I did.
Yes, you did.
Man, you expect me to take care of all the kids? They're not my kids.
Okay, but you still had a baby with me who have kids with other people. I still have other kids.
Why are you recording me? First of all,
Because I'm exposing you. Everybody think you such a motherfucking good daddy.
I am a good daddy.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're full of shit in this bullshit. You only come here with one fucking piece of food for one child.
The child that's mine, silly.
No, that's dumb that you can't feed the other kids. Don't feed nobody at all then. He can't take that shit.
So listen what
He
you
can't
said.
eat it.
Maybe if you had 1 or 2, I can maybe. You got it's 4, it's 3 extra kids. What the f- you all like going to my motherfucking account, spending money on all those kids. Them not my kids.
Them are your kids' siblings though. Dumb.
So that's what you gonna go with? That's the one you gonna
Those
go
are your fucking kids' siblings.
they're my so that means
Yeah.
I take care of them.
So don't.
where's
No,
the-
I didn't say you have to take care of them. You can bring them something to eat if you bring one something to eat.
I bring them food every other day. What do you mean?
Exactly, but you don't never bring food for the other ones. You know I get my food stamps on the 11th.
Your babies.
Okay, but I'm saying we share the same kid as well.
Absolutely. So if you want to, if you feel the way about him eating, take him in the room and let him.
I'm not taking my kid in the
Send him down
room.
to the car. He ain't got to eat in front of his brothers and sisters. He can come right out to the car and eat with me.
No, no. You know what? Fine. Give it here.
Thank you.
Give it here. Give it here.
Kids,
Give it here.
You sound stupid.
Dumb. He ain't eating this. Fuck you.
Why the fuck you just do that?
Because you ain't bringing up for all the other kids. You stupid. Stupid. Selfish as a like you're dumb as hell. You're dumb as hell. He not finna eat that shit. Dumb.
Take care of him anyway.
Dumb. He not finna do that. If you can't do it for all, don't do it for none of them. Buy stupid.
My son food. I gotta.
One child something to look. So the whole world is basically bashing me right now because I'm the baby mama who was upset at her baby daddy.
Push pause.
All right.
So let's take a consensus. Should we start talking right now, or should we wait for the next one?
No, go on ahead and put it in because I mean,
I don't know. Well, let's give her a chance to explain herself
all
because
she did was double down.
to me, let's give her a chance to explain herself because my heart, my blood is boiling right now. So every time I see this, I feel some kind of way about it. But keep going.
Well, you wanted to double down, so you wanted to double down.
Let's just see what she got to say. Have her explain herself.
Here's a double down.
Because he only decided to give his child McDonald's and not the rest of my other 3 kids. I have 4 kids. You knew the situation when you dated me. Our child is the youngest child. So keep that in mind before y'all make me the villain. That means all my other kids knew him. He was buying the McDonald's when we were together.
I'm gonna highlight
my
this
kids
part
have
right
to
here.
go through a transition of our breakup as well. Like, yeah, me and you broke up, but my kids got to feel it too. So now my kids have to see only one of their siblings get McDonald's and not the rest of them. And they know it's coming from you because, of course, like me and you used to be together. They used to see you. You used to do it for them. But now you don't want to do that for them anymore. Like, to me, that's petty. That's petty. Like, it's not fair. Like, you're not finna give one child McDonald's and not all the other kids McDonald's. Like, I'm not going. And then on top of that, you mean to tell me you can dib and dab and want to do it sometimes, but yet you can't feed all my other kids McDonald's though? That's what you mean to tell me? Like, I'm not going for that. I'm going to stand on what I said, and I don't care what everybody else have to say about it. Y'all could judge me. Oh, well, I could be the villain, but I said what I said. Like, if you can't bring everybody McDonald's, then can't nobody have McDonald's then. Period.
I like nails and lashes done. I was going to say this.
The whole world is basically bashing
Hold
me
on,
right
let me,
now because
there we go. You got it.
Is
Take
that
it over.
it? Is that it?
Yeah.
Are we finished with her yet?
Yeah.
Man. Look.
Oh, wow. The comments, boy. The only thing
Where
he's
do I
done for,
start?
somebody was like, the only thing he's done for is reproducing with this chick. They saying Courtney needs to grow up. That's not his responsibility. If she wants all her kids to have McDonald's, she should provide it. Let's see. Oh
Come
boy.
on, ladies, get on here and fight with me. I'm ready to fight. Y'all on my side. I'm on a fight.
Oh
I'm
man.
looking for a fight.
Look, here comes one person. I'm from the old school. Anytime you enter someone's home, it's with children, out of respect to bring McDonald's for all or none of all. It's not that you.
Oh, that's the fight I was looking for.
There it is.
Wait a minute.
That's the one I was looking for.
That is the fight.
That's the one I was looking for. They think that this man is duty bound to take care of somebody else's kid. They call it a measure of respect. I don't see it as a measure of respect. Respect would be their fathers taking care of their own kids, coming over there with the McDonald's and whatnot. She got her lashes done, her hair done, her nails done, and she can't afford to feed her kids.
You're
talking about food stamps.
So
food stamps?
Food stamps don't come to the 11th. And what I got from it after listening to it this time, I kind of get the impression that McDonald's was more or less a treat, that they did have food, because she said you didn't bring enough McDonald's for everybody. And if they already have food, why are you pressing this man out for a McDonald's burger meal? And then you took his meal, you threw it on the ground.
Yeah, that's so disrespectful.
Oh, where's the respect? So what I see is a lack of accountability on the BM side. Lack of accountability in terms of your children, in terms of who you decided to make children with, a lack of accountability as to you finding money to do everything else you want to do except feed those children. Why are your 3 children hungry? And why are you running out of food stamps? Why aren't you rationing? I just got a lot of whys, and maybe there are answers to it, but I just got a lot of whys about this case. So I'm just like, and me as a child's father, thank God I don't have to go through that type of situation. Although my journey is not an easy one either. Okay, we do have our challenges, but I don't have to go through anything like that because, quite frankly, my BM doesn't have multiple kids. She's got our son. At the end of the day, that man is responsible for taking care of his children. People talk about what's decent and what's right. What's decent and what's right is all up to the person who's being decent and right in this situation. Because if he only has enough money to feed his child, who knows what he had to go through to be able to come up with that money or come up with that meal, or maybe he didn't have to go through much at all. But I don't think that it is proper to criticize this man for taking care of his child. And then she said that he's the last, their child is the youngest one. So that leaves him with the responsibility of taking care of everybody else. That means the other 3 get a pass because they didn't have the last child with her. So they can go ahead and feed their kids McDonald's because they got older kids with her, but because his is the youngest, he's got to feed everybody in the house. Now, the only thing I would criticize him for is dibbling and dabbing with his child's mother, because quite frankly,
it ain't worth it.
I don't even understand that concept because of the way, my personal feelings. But if that's what you do, that's what you do. And there is some tax that goes along with that. So maybe, does it equal itself out? I don't know if it equals itself out, but I do know that you are taking on some additional responsibility if you're still, bouncing up and down on the BM.
How you take
what you saying? He got the coochie tax.
You got the ass tax. You call it the ass tax. You gotta pay ass tax.
You ain't gotta pay ass tax for all the kids, do you?
Hmm?
You gotta pay ass tax for all the kids. I mean, it wasn't like he was doing it by himself. She's collecting. So what are you talking about? Everybody, she ain't just doing it by herself.
But he's still tapping out. But
that make him responsible.
Do you think you get to tap out for free?
Okay, so take her out to dinner. She ain't gonna have no problems if he did that.
Or like many people say,
hey, look. So if he
could have bought groceries, but he could
took her out to dinner to get her hair and nails done. Is she gonna be talking about, wait, no, why don't you use that money on my kids? No, she's gonna go get her hair and nails done. So I don't understand all that ass tax. You missed me with that. I don't want to hear it.
All right, so Jeff says there's no ass tax. I do believe there is a such thing as ass tax. What say you, Jason Gordon?
You're on mute, bro.
I don't believe that there's an ass tax because it was mutually beneficial. It was obviously
Right.
good enough that you kept letting them hit. So
Right.
so you were getting something out of the deal. It may not have been food for all your kids, but you got something out of the deal. I mean, honestly, there's also a level of tact that she could have displayed. Like,
Yeah.
One thing, like the money that he paid for whatever that McDonald's meal was, it looked like it was supersized. So, I'm gonna go there. He could have possibly have bought a pizza, and that could have eliminated that. You buy a pizza, your kid eat from the pizza, da 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 da. That's just a gesture. I ain't saying he had to do it. Yeah, it's not a necessity, but it's a gesture.
Kid outside.
It's a gesture.
I agree. She could have sent the kid out with his dad. Like, and honestly,
she didn't want to do that. She didn't want the kid to have nothing, and that's what bothers me. That's what bothers me a little bit about it, because she didn't want if all of them couldn't eat anything. She didn't want the child whose father actually stepped up and brought some food, and she said, "Well, he can't eat," and threw his food on the ground.
On the ground.
Is that looking out for the best interest of the child? Because when you go into child support court, he ain't going in there for all his kids to see what he's done. He's going in there for that one kid. And she's taking that meal that he brought for that one kid and throwing it on the ground. I mean, I just had a lot of problems with this. I was so happy to find out that it was a skit and it wasn't real. It probably was real, but they decided to use it as a skit because those were some real emotions. I don't care. They ain't that good actors. There was some real emotions.
It ain't look like a skit to me. I mean, I understand the research was done, but it ain't look like a skit. It looked real.
Ooh, the comments are going through, boy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. How do you think the other kids felt when they saw only one bag of McDonald's?
Well, how do they feel when he comes to pick up his kid to take him away for the weekend? I guess they should feel the same way. You know what I mean? He ain't taking all the kids with him.
And I mean, to be real with you, that's an option too. You know what I'm saying? That was an option that I feel like he could have taken to kind of avoid this drama. This perceived drama, that's what I'm gonna go and say. Because it's just like, come on, young. Like, there's so many different ways to be like, yo, can I see my son? I want to see my son for a few minutes just to have a few words with him, blah, 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 blah. You can feed your kid that way. It's just
I got the impression, she could have taken the meal, divided it in the 4 quarters, because once the food goes in the house, nobody knows what happens to it.
Right.
Take the meal, divide it into 4 quarters, give each kid a quarter, and let them eat their regular food, because apparently they had regular food because she's so big on this McDonald's. I just hope that she hasn't run out of food. You know what I mean? I just hope that that's not a real part of the skit, that she can take care of her kids, because what I want to know is, you got 3 other baby daddies out there. 3, not 1, not 2, you got 3. And I'm trying to figure out why in the hell there are 3 other ones. So it's actually 4, but you got 3 other ones. Why aren't they getting hazed the way this man is being hazed?
Because they're not stepping up, and this man is being punished for stepping up to his kid. I mean, first off, you have to understand, why is he even bringing McDonald's over there? Did the kid ask for it? Did he call his daddy up and say, hey, Dad, I'm feeling some McDonald's? Because if that's the case, then she is really out of line, because he called, he made a request of his father. The father came through and provided. Now, throwing the food on the ground, I think totally disrespectful. I think that's very selfish of her to throw the food on the ground, saying if one kid can't have it, or if one kid, if the other kids can't have it, then none of the kids can have it. I don't think that's right.
What almost brought me to tears every time? What almost brings me to tears every time I see this video? He said, I went to McDonald's and I got what he likes. I got.
Oh yeah.
So that means that he must have called him and asked.
So he said, he's thinking about his son. He's like, I'm getting my son. This is special. This is between father and son. And she totally put herself in between that. He said, I got what he likes.
But I'm gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate on this one, right?
Devil's advocate?
Hold on. I'm gonna play. The reason why I'm gonna play devil's advocate is because of the fact that, number one, you already see she fertile. So what in your right mind told you that you're gonna lay down with this individual not strapped?
That's easy. That's easy.
But it ain't got nothing.
That's easy. And Jason, you know the answer to that. Jeff, you know the answer to that. It's an old adage that goes around in the male community. Ain't no pussy like some crazy pussy. I'm telling you, that's easy. Y'all know it.
Lord.
Yeah. As much as your mind tell you you ain't supposed to be there, you
Well,
ain't supposed to do it.
let's
Crazy,
find another. Let's go down another rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Let's go down.
Figure out like just one time ain't gonna hurt nothing.
It ain't even about being strapped or not being strapped. He taking care of his kids. He's doing what he's supposed to do. It's about
That's right. So let's stay focused.
It ain't about whether or not he was strapped. If he had another kid by her, then he'd be bringing 2 bags of McDonald's.
There you
so
go.
It ain't even about that.
So what you saying, Jeff, is they need to have more kids together.
No, what I'm saying
that way
is,
those kids can get fed.
what I'm saying is that you might want to look at what's going on with the kid. Again, my thing is, why did the father bring the food? Like, did he think he was gonna have a moment with the kid, or did the kid call and make the request? Either way, that represents a special bond between that kid and that father. And so if he's coming in there, she could have easily sent the kid out to the car. He could have sat in the car. They could have ate, had their little moment, gone back inside. Everybody's been full. They ate their food. Everybody's happy. So just to say that because he brought the food up, that he has to buying food for and McDonald's is, you know, shoot, they talking about $5, $7.
If you got
They
3
talking
kids,
$8.
$30.
Right.
Spend
That's
about
like
$30 or $40 if you feeding 4 kids. That's
So,
what.
so here's the question that I have for the ladies watching. If you're if you're a child's mother, and you're a child's mother, and you're a multiple child's mother, you have children by multiple men, multiple, not meaning like 3, more than 2 is when I'm saying multiple. So I want to make sure that, you know, I'm being very careful with my wording.
Ask your question. Don't be scared.
All right. So you got kids by multiple men. Do you feel that it's one father's job to take care of the whole brood? Like, I'm looking in the comments section. Do you feel that it is one man's job to take care of the brood?
The brood.
Look, yeah,
the brood.
but Ernestine is holding firm to hers. He could have brought 4. She's holding firm that he could have brought 4 happy
What's
meals.
up, team?
4 happy meals, young. She's holding
We
firm.
was tight, man. I thought we was tight, team.
Team, that can't be.
He don't have. He could have done anything. He could have bought them all some champagne and caviar. He could have done that. He could have bought them all, filet mignon and all that. He could have done
we got multiple no's. They was like he was buying them food when he was still smashing their mama. Oh, uh-oh.
Hey, so maybe he should have put a little bit more in some rubbers or something. I guess that's what Jeff was saying. Buy 1 happy meal and a box of rubbers. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, man, you don't have
me going with this mess.
And it didn't even seem
because what it does, man, it puts everything on a father to be conscripted into raising. Nobody wants to be forced to take care of somebody else's kids. Right. They do it because they want to. They sign up for it. Obviously, this man didn't sign up for it, or if he did sign up for it, his signature expired at the end of the relationship. Whatever agreement, contract whatever they had, it expired or terminated with the termination of the relationship. And once you move on, you moved on. But what you left behind is a child. So you have to take care of that child. But the remainder of those children, no. And if I'm gonna do something for the children, I'm gonna do something because I want to do it, not because I feel like I have to do it or I'm being forced to do it. Because that's gonna be a hard no. It's gonna be a hard no for me.
And I'm certainly not gonna try and have to do something for a bunch of other kids, and I want to do it for my own kid. It's my kid. That's my responsibility. I own up to it. I step up to it. And I expect that other fathers to do the same. Step up to it. I mean, how do we know that the other fathers weren't buying their kids McDonald's and my kid was getting left out?
Boom.
I still get back to
because he the youngest.
Bringing the food, right? He the youngest, so he the Cinderella in the story. You know what I'm saying? They try to lock the closet. You know what I mean?
Okay, Miss Fuller. I see. What he could have done and what he is responsible for doing is 2 different things. I received that, but then you went with you start doing something and you're going to be expected to do it all the time.
Until the relationship is over. Okay. Until the relationship is over. Once it's over, I'm not picking you up from work. You know what I mean? We're not going to the Red Lobster or the Outback Steakhouse or wherever you like to go to. We're not doing all those things because you know why? We ain't in a relationship no more. I'm just your child's father.
Wait a minute.
We ain't even family no more. You're my child's mother. Okay.
Uh-oh. Miss Wellington Washington said not his responsibility, but he was spending time around those kids, so their expectation was McDonald's. It's not about the mama, it's about the children.
Yeah, I disagree. I think it is about the mama.
Hold on. It's not about the mama, it's about the children who aren't old enough to understand.
No, I disagree.
This child is
it is about the mamas. It's about the mamas managing the expectations of the children now that the relationship is over. That's what it's about to me. If your relationship is over, I think that you need to have a sit down with your children. Just like, I mean, I'm sure they know it's over. So, you know, Mr. Reggie ain't gonna be doing all the stuff that he used to do. Mr. Reggie ain't gonna be coming over here like he used to. He ain't gonna be taking you to pick you up from soccer practice. Mr. Reggie ain't gonna be none of that.
Man, these comments are coming fast and furious, man. I'm trying to keep up with it.
And his son is your brother's, and so Mr. Reggie's obligation is totally to take care of his son.
And what mama's gonna have that conversation?
Your father
ain't realistic.
Where the men? Man, come
that
on.
Ain't realistic.
Yeah, the women are on fire, man. Where
the men? Y'all don't be scared. We got 21 of y'all online.
I can't even keep up with the comments, bro. Like the comments are flowing so fast. I'm trying to. And the joints keep popping. Hold on, wait. Let me scroll back.
Where's cousin Richie?
Man, look, George Allen was on, but he done got quiet now.
That's my sayings.
Now that they done start ripping and running, I ain't seen a post.
Don't let him scare you out of here, man.
All right, let me scroll up. Let's see. There was a time when a man knowing a woman had multiple children would bring food for all the kids.
That time was when Claudine was hot. I remember that.
And Foxy Fran said, don't take it out on the children. Kim Fuller said, I agree with you, Jay Wendell. Ernestine is saying you trying to make the mother look bad because she has 4 different daddies.
Nope.
That's not it.
Nope.
Because
she have 20 different daddies. As long as they taking care of their kids, who cares? I don't care.
And then Monica is saying you don't think that will cause division amongst the kids. This could lead to other things. Better shoes, better clothes. If one father makes more. Let me
respond to that one, Jason.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Parents have responsibilities. Do not let the mother off the hook for managing the expectation of her children. She was involved in these relationships. She lives with these children every day. It's up to her to explain to them why things are changing and why the change may be permanent. And so if there are other things, kids might say, okay, well, if that's what his father's gonna do, let him go out with his father. Don't bring, if he's gonna eat food, let his father take him out to dinner. Whatever. They can come together and have a family meeting about it. Talk to your kids. And if you got the day-to-day responsibility for your kids because you don't want your father to take care of them, you don't want your father to raise them for whatever reason, maybe just because you're just emotionally tied to the kids, even though your father might be able to do a better job for whatever reason, because you got 3 kids and 2 bedrooms, I don't know. But if you are hell-bent on taking care of those kids, and then you have to manage the expectation of those kids and help them understand that man's sole responsibility is to that child. And if the big brother start beating up on that child, it's that man's responsibility to get that child out of that house.
Hey, Jay Wendell, you were looking for fireworks. You getting them now,
Let's
brother.
get it. I'm for it.
So Foxy Fran said, anytime I dated a man with children, I bought food for his children too. And then Cynthia came back and was like, that's right. These new men are on some bullshit.
But okay, if you dated a man, but if you had a kid with that man, okay, and he had all his kids at the house and y'all aren't dating anymore. In fact, you hate his guts and you wish you had never even went as far as having a kid with the man. Are you still bringing food for everybody, or are you just going to take care of your kid? Good. And you don't even have to hate his guts. You just don't want to be in any type of intimate relationship with him no more.
Hey, Kim Fuller, that was a good question. So what happens if he comes and takes his kid on the regular? The kid can't go. because the others don't get picked up? That was a very good question.
I said that
touched on
earlier.
that earlier. We touched on that earlier.
Yeah, I mean, boy, this
ain't no new man stuff anyway. This stuff been going on forever. I don't know how many men are going to continue to take care of somebody's kids after the relationship is dead and gone and stinking. Obviously, and not only that, this thing, whatever's going on between them, this wasn't the first time it happened. This thing's been going on for a minute. So I don't know. But I think even with the level of entitlement that she displayed, you don't want to do anything for, you only want to do what you need to do for your own kid, because it's too much entitlement there. It's too much lack of appreciation, too much lack of respect, and too many things lacking to want to do more than the bare minimum to take care of your own responsibilities in terms of your relationship with her. Now, in terms of with your kid, you go all out for him or her.
But is she going on? I mean, you saying she's going all out for?
No, I'm saying, and for him, in terms of his kid, her lack of her sense of entitlement, lack of respect, lack of appreciation, all those things will make you want to do the bare minimum for her and whatever responsibilities she has for herself.
Okay.
The responsibilities that they share, yeah, you go all out for that, but doing anything extra beyond what's for his child, okay. I don't see any motivation to do anything other than what he did, and that's take care of his own child.
Based on the way that she responds.
It's too much going on there. Like if she said, you know what, if you're gonna buy McDonald's, can you please just, would you mind picking up, some extra, and I'll give you the money. If it's that type of situation, I'll give you the money back for it, or I'll give you back food stamps, whatever.
I had the baby daddies give me the money.
Don't be sitting up in there like, where's the food for the rest of my kids? I got 3 more kids, or whatever that case. Nah, bro.
Yeah, you got 3 more.
You ain't. And if she approached it differently, she probably would have gotten a whole lot more out of it.
So I actually, you bring up a very interesting point, Jay Wendell. It's about the approach. Like you mentioned entitlement. There was a level of entitlement that came out of that conversation, and I think one thing that has you have to understand that men and women communicate differently, and because men and women communicate differently, like you said, there was a way that she probably could have presented that would have allowed for all of the kids to get fed. With her taking responsibility for her kids and so forth and so on. Or even if she would have asked them prior to, like, hey, can you pick this up? Like you said, and I'll get you back either when my food stamps hit on the 11th or whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But it's definitely a matter.
I tighten you up with some of my intelligence.
Hey, I'm just saying, I mean,
intelligence,
you mentioned
the intelligence from down below.
Right.
or it could be brains. It could be brains.
No, brains. True.
Brains.
I said intelligence.
Yeah, I mean, brains.
No, I'm
we
too.
ain't gonna do that.
On that part.
I say kids is a real touchy subject for men, and the quickest way to get a man to go from 0 to death row is to mess with him and his kids. I'm telling you, you can't just come at him real hard and expect him just to do whatever when he's trying to do the best for his child. I think that cannot be ignored. Whatever it is, he feels the best is.
Thank you. So Veronica said she definitely didn't want a resolution. She wanted a fight. In these types of scenarios is how some sense of community gets lost. This is how kids end up getting raised on survival and not on love. Ain't no way I would let him feel like he really doing something.
Wait, who is that?
Angela, what you mean by ain't no way I would let him feel like he's really doing
something? I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, what that mean, Joe? You gotta flesh that out.
Clean that up.
Yeah, you gotta flesh that one out. That was. Yeah, I need some clarification. Okay? What you mean to make him feel like he ain't doing nothing? He taking care of his. You know what I'm saying? And how is him not taking care of his not doing something? Like you gonna have to clarify that one. I'm gonna give you a chance to
back with that back in time.
Yeah, we gonna give you a chance to clean that one up.
But yeah, come on back with that. See what you're talking about.
Get back. But yeah, they're saying that this man lives in her head rent free, and I agree. This man is definitely living in her head rent free, living in her head rent free because he does for his kids. And I mean, like, you can't really fault him, man.
They're not together no more. What you mean living rent free?
Because of the fact that she wanted to try to looking at the presentation, she wanted to try to
She wanted to expose him. She wanted to
degrade this man.
Publicly shame him for being a bad father because he wanted to take care of his own child in a house of 3-4 others that are not his.
She said,
He didn't lay down with them men, those children. He did not lay down with those men to make them 3 additional kids. I don't, you know.
And she said she wanted to expose because people out here thinking you a good father. So I'm gonna show you which. So really, he is doing the right thing. She's just trying to tear the man down. I mean, what's the purpose of this?
To tear him down. That was the whole purpose. To publicly shame him, to tear him down, to expose him, so that people don't think that he's the good father that I truly believe that he is.
Right.
I truly believe, because looked like that was a weekday. He drove all the way over there, wherever they live at. He took the time. He drove over there to make sure his son had something to eat. And what did she do? Give him her ass to kiss and threw his food on the ground.
Threw it on the ground, said, can't none of the kids have it if they all can't have it. Like, what?
That's cold.
That's hard, man. That's
cold. And quite frankly, I don't see how anybody justifies that. You take that food, you cut it up into 4 pieces or anything, and you say that's a treat. Mommy gonna fix you up some sardines and pork and beans. That's what's for dinner. This is just.
And then take this little piece of a snack. This will hold you over till dinner's ready.
So you talk about new men. That's new women right there who throw the whole thing away. All the kids gonna starve. They get nothing.
Emotional.
Some new women, people who ascribe to that same problem solution. That's, you know, damn, look like kid coming.
It's like all or none.
Dinosaur egg in that joint.
What you talking about, bro?
Jason giving all of us his belly and everything.
Nobody could see it, but you had to make it known, huh?
Everybody can see it. We all looking at it.
No, it doesn't show up on camera, so everybody can't see it now.
Okay. But there you go. I don't know how we saw it, but anyway. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to have this discussion. I wanted to have a lively discussion.
Look, somebody said you want to hit that. They coming at you, boy.
Hit it with a bag of nickels. That's what I want to hit. I wouldn't hit that with your joint.
or Jeff's.
There's no way that joint would be in the family.
No way.
Dude.
That's when you get pulled.
Huh?
Hey, look, that's when you get that talk that dad gave you. Like, man, don't be making no babies with nobody you can't spend the rest of your life with.
Hey, man, dad dropped some gems.
We didn't take all that advice, but we.
Dad was.
We can't say we weren't warned though.
We were warned for sure.
We were duly warned.
Hey, look,
he had many bars.
He did his part.
Huh?
Hey man, that conversation when he dropped me off at Howard and he was like, "Don't bring no babies in this house."
Oh, you just got it straight. He didn't even sugarcoat it for you.
Hey man, and you know how Dad, he says certain things and he'll laugh. And Dad, boy, it was a couple times when Dad had serious grill. It was, don't bring no colors in this house other than crimson and cream.
Oh yeah.
And don't bring no babies in this house. And I mean, like, his face was stoic. And I was like, oh, this dude's serious right here.
He's serious.
He's serious, bro.
I think y'all did well in that department. I think I did okay. I think I did all right.
Y'all wasn't supposed to say that, Kim. Don't be talking about that. Talk about my father figure. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a dad bod, it's a father figure. You know what I'm saying? Don't be talking about my father figure online. Hey, what's going on, Joe?
They saw the sequel of that dinosaur egg you ate.
And they called it a pea belly. Man, that ain't a pea belly. That's a father figure, shorty.
What's pea belly?
Pot belly. That's a father figure.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Look like a bag of sandwiches.
So, if ever a man finds himself in this situation, what's your advice to him, Jeff? What you gonna tell him to do?
Hey man, I'm all about the kids. I'm all about taking care of your kids and being responsible for your kids. So if you find yourself in that situation, unfortunately, I'm gonna look out for my kid first. And then if I'm so inclined or I'm so able, then certainly. But if my kid calls me up and says, Dad, not even I'm hungry, Dad, can you bring me X, Y, and Z? And it's within my means to do it, I'm gonna do it. And I'm sorry, you ain't gonna like it. I'm not bringing it for all the other kids, especially if we're not together, and especially if the other kids' father are not stepping up. I expect them to step up to their kids just the way I'm gonna step up for mine. So I'm all about putting my kid will be taken care of to the best of my ability. And you will always see me trying. Doesn't necessarily mean I feel so inclined to try and take care of everybody else's kids.
Yeah, Jason, I got a question for you.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Let's just say, and this is hypothetically speaking, all right? You got one of her kids, you in my freaking Atlanta, okay? You can't see your kid on a regular, but you a good dad. You sending the money as much as you can. You fly out when you can, okay? And your kid ain't getting fed because the other cat ain't bringing no food. How does that make you feel?
To be honest with you, I'm going to look at the mom. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. If I'm not into a place to where I can get to my kid, if I can't get to my kid immediately, I'm definitely going to look at the mom because, like you said, it's a shared responsibility. And because it's a shared responsibility, I'm not going to get mad at one dude taking care of his kid and not taking care of mine, because my responsibility, my first, second, and third responsibility lies with my kid. So I can't get mad at another guy not bringing my kid food, but bringing food for his individual child. I just can't see myself getting mad at another man for that. You know what I'm saying? If my kid isn't eating, my gripe is going to be with the mother. Because if the child is living with you primarily, I expect my child to at least have food on the table, even if it ain't McDonald's, as long as he's eating, as long as he's getting sustenance. You know what I'm saying? And then if I see that that's a problem with the mom not being able to provide for my kid, and I see the other dad, then I'm gonna have to call you and get a referral, because I know you don't do family law.
I don't do the family law.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a
murderers, rapists, drug dealers, robbers, and killers.
I'm gonna have to get a referral, because then I'm gonna have to move to get more custody of my kid, because the last thing I want is for my kid to suffer while being in the care of his mother. You know what I'm saying? For my kid to go through lack while he's in the care of his mother, especially if I'm giving her child support, if she's getting all of this other stuff, if she's getting other means to be able to help take care of my child. If my child is having issues, then I'm gonna have to use the justice system, and you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to get more custody of my kid. I might even have to file for primary custody.
Okay, so $30,000 later.
So, gentlemen,
$30,000 later.
I got a question for you guys, and this one's basically for you, Jay Wendell. Your kid is in a household with 3 other siblings or 2 other siblings. All of them are getting all the treats, the creature comforts. They're getting the good clothes, the good shoes, but they're not doing the same thing for your child. How are you responding?
I'm gonna go get those things for my child. My child ain't gonna want for nothing. If I gotta bust my butt, work 3, 4, 50, 11 jobs, that's what I'm gonna do to make sure my child is taken care of. That's a softball question.
Well, not really, because what if the things that you get are better than the things that the other kids will get?
Then they need to have better daddies then.
Look, somebody said, y'all, I wouldn't want my sons dating her. She's somebody you play spades with at the union, but you never wife that.
Look, Angela from Mississippi said that's why we shouldn't be having premarital sex. Imagine if you married that joint. Boy.
Oh God.
Ooh, yeah.
Man.
You need
and
the women say the dating pool has
it's not a competition. Angela says so. Jay Wendell says it's not a competition, but I want my son to feel like he belongs, like not like he's an outcast. I want him to enjoy a certain standard of living, that he's accustomed to. Now, if one of the kids' father was a billionaire and he buying his kids all kinds of stuff, I'm not going to try to compete with that. I'm going to make sure my kid has the basic needs: food, shelter, and what else? Health, whatever else that's required to live a decent standard of life.
Man.
Yeah, I think would go a little farther because I mean, I think that you would give to the best of your abilities. I mean, if he's a billionaire, if the other kid's father's a billionaire, well, you may not be able to buy the Balenciagas. You can buy a nice pair of Nikes or whatever to go along with it so that the kid is not feeling left out. So, you know, because the kid is the youngest, he's already going to be battling the older siblings in the first place. So you gotta do things to kind of offset that if it's possible.
Man, in Mississippi, we all eat king, brother. That's why we don't live in Mississippi.
Well, the cost of living is a whole lot cheaper in Mississippi. I can say that.
Yeah.
But nah, man. So I'm just glad we have this conversation, brothers, because quite frankly, you and I, we never discussed this. We all saw it and we felt some kind of way about it, but we never had conversation about it. And so
yeah, I mean, I know there were a lot of opinions about it. They were like, well, you know, it's not his responsibility, but he should be kind, or it's not his responsibility, but it's the moral thing to do.
And why they try to wrap this in morality? That's another thing that bothers me. Why are you trying to wrap this in morality? This is just one man's decision on how he's going to address the situation, if at all. He has no moral obligation. Well, I guess he having sex with her. I always think something.
Moral obligation for the rest of the kid. I don't see that.
He has no moral obligation to do anything in addition.
Yeah, I'm at the show.
You gotta mute the joint, man. You can't be doing that.
But those of y'all just tuning in, look, we're talking about that viral video about the woman who brought McDonald's the woman whose child's father brought McDonald's to feed her one child, and she had 3 other children, and she was getting on him about not bringing enough food for all of her children, as opposed to just bringing enough food for her one child. And this ended up being a big blowout. She ended up taking his food and throwing it on the ground, excuse me, so that none of the children could get any food. So we're talking about that because that was to me, it was a very troubling situation that I saw. And it was very disturbing to me that someone could actually feel like this man's responsibility is to take care of his child and her 3 other children. That just bothered me. So that's what we're talking about here this evening. And we want to get your input. And initially during the conversation, I was looking for a good fight, but we had a few punches thrown at us, but nobody hit the canvas. We just said we just going at it. He just sparred a little bit. But yes.
But even at that, now I do know that there are times where you know, as we get into this dating pool, you date women who have children, and while you're still in that relationship, I'm sure there are things that you do to accommodate all the kids in the house as you're working towards building this relationship together. But once that relationship is over, then what? What happens next? So you gotta take that into consideration. Like the responsibility, I don't know that the responsibility continues after the relationship is over. Yes, you have the child that you can't discontinue in and of itself, but the relationship itself has moved on. So if
let me ask a question. Let me ask this question. And Jeff, you made a good point. I just thought of something. What if she was dating another dude?
Boom.
And what if that other dude was in the house with them kids? I guess you change the facts, you change the law. But if he was in the house with the kid, or she just dating another dude, but she getting on this dude because he ain't bringing up food for all of her kids. I mean, just so many things are wrong with this picture to me.
Yeah. So that can't be fixed. I mean, there's a lot of background information that'd be necessary to really get down to any type of serious resolution as to how this could be handled. Just saying that he could be kind is not a reasonable argument. Saying that he should be moral, he has the moral obligation to do it is still not a reasonable argument, especially when you're talking about this man and his child. He's doing for his child. Again, we don't know how it came about. We don't know how he ended up there that day bringing that food, whether he thought to do it, whether the child asked for it. We don't know how that came about, whether they had a standing meeting with him and his son. We just don't know how that came about. So you can't just sit back and just look at this on his face and say, well, he's right or he's wrong.
Well, Jeff,
man, look, Angela said something funny. She was like, we get stupid when y'all do it too, right? And he knew he was supposed to provide for them if he wanted to hit again.
What?
I think he's at the point where he don't know.
Oh, no. he was probably like after that show on social media. I'm pretty sure he don't want to poke the bear no more.
Well, I think they both gained some traction off of it with the 1 million views. I mean, that was probably their best skit that they had done together, if that's what you call it. I just don't believe that was a skit. They turned it into one. That's just like when you and I, when three of us had our little tete-a-tete, we didn't record it, you know,
Right.
but it was
real.
Yeah. It was real.
And that thing was grimy, yo.
Huh?
That thing was greasy.
It was some real feelings of it.
But man,
now you're gonna make me feel bad that I didn't hit the record button because that joke was greasy.
Yeah, man, he was going at it.
That was a brother moment that
Hey, look,
y'all probably would have enjoyed.
nobody was backing down.
Nobody.
Nope.
Look, but actually, it was funny. Y'all wasn't backing down. It's funny because we all will trade off on roles. If one person goes at the other person becomes the mediator. You know what I'm saying? Whenever it happens, one person always becomes the mediator. So, but that joint was woo. Let me tell y'all.
So you can get some real emotions out of these skits.
Hey, yes, you can. But actually, skits are based off of real emotions. Skits are based off of real circumstances. So, I mean, like these social media influencers, they're taking real life situations and they're turning these real life situations into entertaining moments, and that's what's causing them to go viral because they're real life situations and people can identify with them. Even in the case of this situation where the mother wanted to try to expose the baby daddy and ended up exposing herself.
What you meant for evil, God meant for good.
Hey, so now, but look, but you see
how terrible a mother she is with the fake, with her
fake
eyelashes.
We got to show about these lashes and people think.
Hey, look, and then
I ain't messing with y'all with them lashes. Y'all gonna get beat up.
I ain't going down that. I ain't going down that
Y'all
rabbit
gonna
hole.
get beat up.
Ladies, do whatever makes you feel good. That's what makes you feel good. Do what you do, ladies. I mean, even though you got caterpillars on your eyes, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all gonna get beat up for good, for real too. And I'm gonna come out and say, I told y'all to stop messing with them people. Y'all come on back here. Told y'all stop messing with them people. Don't have no money. They have some money before you start messing with them people.
Man, feeding a child should never be an issue. She said, well, we had BDE talking about their situation. Spill the beans on y'all situation.
What's BDE?
Big dick energy.
Oh,
okay. All right.
25 millimeter lashes. I wear them and do. The lashes, wigs, and makeup. Boy, y'all are in it today.
Look, I told Jason I had to do that. I told Jason, I appreciate a nice set of lashes, to be honest with you. I don't have a problem with it.
I mean, I didn't say I had a problem with it. It's just when the joints get outrageous, when you get them joints where they look like sun visors on your eyes. Maybe
look like Herbie the Love Bug.
Hey, bro, you know what I'm just saying? Like them joints, they got UVA. What is that? UVF, whatever that is, ultraviolet protection.
Yeah,
they got that ultraviolet protection, 100 on them on their eyelashes.
What did you say? Ultraviolet protection.
You know what I'm saying? Them UV ray protections. Them joints, man. When the lashes be so big, it look like they wearing a baseball cap on their eyes. They can't even keep their eyes open. Uh-oh. Natural looking, yes. Windshield wipers, no. I know that's right. I know.
I'm with all that. Yep. Natural looking, yes.
I think that we're all a fan of the natural look. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nothing wrong with the eyelash in there.
I don't, I don't knock an eyelash. I don't knock it until it becomes when you gotta walk around with the eyes low.
Well, ladies, how do ladies feel about the units, the hair units? Wow.
Well, no, the beard weave. How they like that?
The beard.
I'll get one. I can't get mine to connect, so I think I need to get one. So I can be looking at the face.
Jeff about to get a man unit.
Get the beard weave.
Ladies, y'all like man units? You like man units on the face?
Man units.
I got a hell no.
You got a problem with it?
A big laugh. They laughing. We know, Jeff, you can't grow a beard. Dang. Jeff, that just might mean you might need a little more protein on your face there, son.
Oh, wow. Is that what
Ooh, wait a minute.
Might
Oh,
be right. He might need a little more protein on it.
You know what I'm saying? Boy, we coming up at the top of the hour. We coming up at the top of the hour.
That's picking up a protein on your face.
Hey, you say that's what I'm missing.
It
So,
might
so
make your hair, make
so
your,
I
make
guess
your beard
Jason
grow
had
in,
a,
more
I
healthy,
guess
long,
Jason, I guess
luxurious.
Jason had a lot of protein on his face because
Hey,
he got
hey,
Hey, man, that's gonna do it for us.
hey, look,
You
hey,
got to
man.
worry about
I'm
me.
married. I got to
Worry
get that
about me.
natural conditioner. You know what I'm saying? That natural
Yeah.
conditioner work wonders.
I see. Hey, look, even got your gray part starting to black out again.
Hey, you see that? You see that right in the middle? You see that? That's the fountain of youth, baby.
Y'all making me sick of here. It's getting-
You know what? We've been on too long. And the drinks are flowing a little too
That's
strong.
gonna be our show for the evening. You listened to another episode, or you watched another episode of In Brotherly Love. We'll be right back at you next week. I'm so glad that y'all had a chance to chime in on this because we really wanted to discuss it. I wanted to discuss it with my brothers. I also wanted to hear what you all had to say. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. I'm Jay Wendell Gordon, the Warrior Lawyer, and y'all be blessed.
Hey, this is Jeff Gordon, and we'll be right back at you. Hey, save the date, August 27th.
The 27th.
Oh my God.
August 27th, coming at you once again.
It's
There ain't
gonna go
got
down.
nothing better to do. Pre-Labor Day party. Come on out, have a good time. We got live music. We got DJs. Yo, we gonna even have hype men or a hype man.
Man.
In the house. Bring your tent. Bring your chairs.
He's
Bring your box.
protein
Good
fed hype man.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's gonna go.
Bring the protein if you need to.
I keep my protein with me, baby. You know what I'm saying? And no,
This is Jeff Gordon, and we'll be right back at you next week.
and no Cynthia Washington. This isn't Bigen. I actually do not. I don't use Bigen. I don't use dye. It's just ironic that my gray only grows in this particular part right now. So at 42, it's only growing right there. There's no Bigen right there. That's God. You know what I'm saying? It ain't Bigen, it's God. So
It looked like somebody been rubbing on your face so much. It looked like a pair of lips, to be honest with you.
that's fine. Lips for lips, but we're not gonna go there. Hey man, the kid's gone, baby. It's a kidless week, baby. Game on, Slim.
All right, bro. Touche.
Hey, Jason, that's the voice, Gordon, man. We went a little left, but we always end up right. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Hey, in brotherly love, we'll be right back at you next week.
Yes, indeed.
Jeez.